everyone, and welcome to Power Hour. Today's topic is creating SharePoint pages with the new page templates and creating SharePoint pages with Copilot. So all very exciting updates that have been coming out. And here we go. All right, I'm Laura Rogers, and this is Joelle Jobson in the window. And this Power Hour, we've been doing it for, 13 years or something like that? I lose track. And this is geared towards business users and power users in Microsoft 365. Nothing super technical. We are not programmers. So we demonstrate things in SharePoint, Power Apps, Power Automate, Teams, all those great business apps in Microsoft 365. And IW Mentor is a training website. This is our training company. So we also have, Power Hours a little sort of informal and just kind of demos. And the training is actually a full pedagogy of courses that you can take and learn all these topics in order. So our topic, you all vote on the topics. So I send out a newsletter the day before. And the topic you all voted for today is the SharePoint pages, the page templates, and creating with Copilot. And we have our lively chat going on in Teams. So wherever you're watching this, you're going to have a link below to click to request to join us to chat in Teams. So I love you never know what's going to happen. We have fun questions. We have interactivity. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and start talking about this new functionality. And Joelle, I shared this page with you too in our tenant. All right, here is just a regular old SharePoint site that I created. And I'm going to go ahead and show you, first of all, just the new page templates. And you don't have to have any kind of special license. This is just built into SharePoint. So I'll just go ahead and say, create a new page. And so now this is what that new page template gallery looks like. They've just really stepped it up with just creating all these beautiful page templates for you to pick from. And so it makes you get all these creative ideas for what you can do now with your pages. So I'll go ahead and just pick one of these. Now, as you click on a page, you don't have to make that decision right that second. You can just look at it and you could go back if you want. So once it creates this page, this is what it's going to have on it. So I can scroll up and down through it and look at it. And also when I could click use this template, but I can also just choose create private draft, which means, and we had a whole other Power Hour about creating private drafts, which means that it's just you are editing the page and other people don't see it yet. When you save it, it's not published for everyone. So private draft is a good way to just work on something over time before you're ready for everybody to see it and work on it. So I could click on each of these, like this one's very pretty, just see what each one looks like. And then this one's about me. So you could create, about me pages for, highlight an employee in your company or something like that. This one's about the team. So I'll go ahead and do this one about the team. And I'll just say, use this template. Joelle and I are the team. And so once you create the page, it's obviously you're not going to want to use all the verbiage that comes with the page. You're going to want to work on it some more. You're going to want to add your own verbiage and add your own information about yourself and replace some of these pictures with your own pictures. So you can click on each of these and just like I can edit this. IW Mentor. And change some of the pictures. Let's see. So when you click on one of these, it can let you go browse images and pick something else. We've done lots of other Power Hours where, can we edit all these web parts and pictures? And then you can not only change the verbiage, but what I like to do is to go into this design ideas. And if you want to completely change the way one of your sections looks, and we had a whole Power Hour about design ideas as well. This one's got some images in it. So now I've got a much prettier section with some images with design ideas. And then for your leadership team, obviously, these are all fake people. We would want to replace them with our own leadership team. And then green projects, news. So what it's got here is it actually put a news web part. So these are actually real news pages that we have on our site, but it went ahead and is providing that news web part on the page. And then just some more links here. These are just really images. So you can go through each of these sections and change them using the design ideas if you want. And of course, you can add new sections at any time and completely edit this to your heart's content. So now one thing that I've noticed about a few of these is that it's not really obvious about the page title when you first create it from this template. So it says add a page title, and I'll just call this one Meet the Team. And then once you add the page title, so notice that there isn't really, this verbiage up here isn't the page title. So there wasn't actually like a spot at the top with the page title on it, like a lot of the times you get with a page. So you'll probably come across that when you try to click publish. It's going to want you to create a new page title. So then, of course, this is the same functionality it always has, where you can decide, where you want to publish your page to. So now when I go back home, I can see I've got, I go to my list of pages, and so here is the Meet the Team page that I just created. So once you create a page, of course, in SharePoint, you always have the ability to make any of these pages the home page. So I could say Meet the Team, and it says this page is now the home page. So that's one way that you can just quickly create a page from a template and then quickly just replace your home page with it. Now we've gone over in other Power Hours the concept of all these site templates. So when you take a site template, you can also do that at any point, where you just take an entire site template and just apply it to your site. And when it does that, it's got a bunch of built-in pages too. And these templates actually have multiple pages. So that's a little different than creating brand new pages and brand new news. So I'll go ahead and do new news post. And also, so we also have a lot of news post templates. So page templates and news post templates. And a lot of them look pretty similar. So let's go look at this one. I've got a monthly news update. Look how pretty that is. I've got product news. So you don't really get the full idea of what the whole page is going to look like just from these little icons. So when you click on each one, you can see how pretty they are. So I'll go ahead and just use that template. So this is going to be a new news post. It says this news post contains web parts that can't be sent in email. To send the entire news post in email, remove these web parts, a hero and editorial card. That's fine. I'm not worried about it. I don't need to send that in an email. So, but it's just letting me know. And this is really pretty. I like this template. So that's a really pretty news. Anytime you create news in SharePoint, it's assuming you want to write the news and put it on the page, and then also send that link out to people. So that's why it says post and send, which is a little different than when you create a page. So I'll just post that and send it. And of course, page title, same thing.
Scott was asking about, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Scott was asking about adding your own web parts to these template sections.
Yes.
Can you add your own web parts to these template sections?
Yep. Okay. Yep. You edit it just like a page. So the template is just what it starts with, and then you can just do anything to it. You can edit it. You can add web parts. You can add sections. You can delete stuff, just like any other page. It's just a better, more richer starting point that it's giving you. So yeah. Anybody else have any questions about that? It's pretty simple. It's just click new page or click new news post, and you get all these beautiful pages. And of course, you can always create it from blank, just like you've always been able to, but it's just got a lot prettier places to start from. Ooh, photo showcase. That's pretty. Yeah.
In this template wizard, where do you see, because it's a little bit different than it used to be, where would you see, like, if your company had templates, like news templates? Would it just be underneath?
That is so this section right here says from Microsoft. So I have a feeling that if I have a feeling that if I had any, I don't think we have any custom ones. It would be, instead of from Microsoft, it would say like from IW Mentor. Maybe your companies would be listed first, hopefully. But yeah, that's what this from Microsoft is. And it has all these. Now we'd have to test that by, of course, creating our own templates. But yeah,
it used to have like a tab. Like the last page gallery thing used to have like a tab, and you would click either tab, like from organization or from Microsoft. So, but it might be just listed underneath or above it.
That's a good
Hopefully
question.
Above it, like you said.
Yeah, maybe it would be a tab right here, like in this area, but it doesn't visually look like a tab, so I'm not sure. Maybe we could do another power hour where we create pages that would be from our organization or custom or something like that. We could actually try that. I can create one. I can create
Mark
one.
Said it showed up at the top.
Oh, okay. Cool.
You can create one. Yeah, but they made a note that somebody said it showed up at the top.
Let's see. I'm gonna do publish. Oh, it's always gonna ask me a title. So events. And then publish. I like the way that one's got a countdown too. That's nice. Oh my gosh, I don't even remember how to do that. Oh, save as page. There it is. Save as page template. Oh, that's a great question. I'm glad we tried that. So now it says this is a page template saved on your site. Save page template. So then you would tweak it and do kind of whatever you want. Like if it's a template, I'm not going to want it to have the agenda in it already, and I'm not going to want it to have. So you would want to remove a bunch of things from it for being a template. So now I've got a page template, and now when I do new page, now there it is. So there's my template saved on the site. Before, that's what I was hoping it would put mine before the Microsoft one. So it is now listed on top of above the Microsoft one. So yeah, that was a good question. Thanks. All right, so there isn't much to it. It's really just prettier templates now and a different interface. But other than that, it's really just you can do all the same things you've always been able to do with pages in those. So the next thing that we're going to talk about, any last questions about the page templates, I guess? Let me know.
Yeah, actually, I think Scott is bringing up something that I want to just look at. So he's saying that he's not able to get the plus sign when he's in a section. And I think it's because he might be using flexible. It might be because some of these that get created, they're using a flexible section. So would you just show when you're using a flexible section how you would add other web parts? Because it's a little different. It doesn't have that plus sign.
Yeah.
Just for that.
Here, I'll just add a flexible section here. And then
so when you're in a flexible section,
then you just drag the web parts.
Yeah. They're over there on the right-hand side.
Yeah, and you have to drag them over.
Yeah, there's no.
And we did a whole other power hour about flexible sections too. So then, yeah, you're just dragging your. It's got like a little grid, so stick a flower in there. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. That's a good point. And then you can make your flexible section bigger like this. So whenever you see that little handle on the bottom of it, that's a flexible section. And then you're going to go to so you're going to need to have that toolbox or the properties is just going to be the properties of the section that you're in. And then you can change the background color of it. And then when you go to the toolbox and say, see all web parts, that's where you're going to be able to take those and here's a button. I'll drag that on there. Does that help?
Yeah, I think Microsoft is using, just as a note for everyone, it looks like on a lot of these, Microsoft's using a lot of flexible sections. So they're probably, on these templates, it seems like a lot of them are flexible sections. So just, just something to be aware of.
Cool. That was a good question. I just made that page really ugly. And then I'll just show you I guess a few other ones that I created. Well, some of these I created with AI. So the AI thing is what we're gonna do next. So any other, I think we're ready to move on to that. Okay. So if you have a Copilot for Microsoft 365 license, you can do a page with AI. So one of the first things you're going to decide is, are you creating a news post or a page? So for example, and it's got like this Mad Libs thing, Joelle, this is what I was telling you about. So I've got a news post. And so when I pick, I'll just pick the first news post. And so, yeah, see, it's like Mad Libs. You just fill in the blanks. So create a meeting newsletter page for, let's see, what is my, what's something silly we can talk about? Let's see. Apples. I don't know. Trees.
Oh yeah, do a fall one. All about
like fall. Okay.
Since you did apples, so maybe think of that.
I'll just do leaves. Fall. and next actions. So it's got these little suggested. So every one of these little boxes has a suggested thing that you could pick from here, or you can just type whatever you want. And then you can also add resources. So what you can do is you can just add resources and not necessarily have to fill in the ad libs, but because when you add, you could just take a Word document or a PowerPoint presentation and use that, and it will create the whole page just based off of that resource. So we'll just do it this way first. And so once you've filled in the Mad Libs, then you can decide what your tone is going to be: casual, professional, enthusiastic, engaging, or creative. So I'm going to pick creative for this one. And it tends to take a while, like a few minutes when you choose longer. So I'm going to put concise on this. And then, of course, you have the option to create it as a private draft and click create. So this is my AI Copilot creating a news post for me about apples and leaves and the fall, I guess. I don't know what it's going to do. Apples meeting. Joelle's cracking up. So in the world of apples, trees are silent architects of abundance. That's so deep.
Sorry, that's the quote of Power Hour today. Oh my God.
Each apple tree stands as a testament to patience and growth. Anyway, so hilarious. Okay, so it's creating all my content, and it's got drafting content. It's 7 of 8, so it tells you how it's going. And then the thing, okay, so what I've noticed about this creating pages with AI is that it doesn't put a ton of images and colors. So it does create a lot of verbiage for you though. But it does, what I've found that I need to do after letting AI create the page is to go back through and do the little section, the section templates, and just let it kind of add and put pops of color throughout the page. So yeah. All right, so trees, blah, 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 blah. And I can't edit it yet until it's done. So it's still like drafting all the content. I put it on concise because I was hoping that it would not take so long to do this. I can show you a couple of other ones that I had it create. Let me go open this page while I'm waiting for that to go. So I'll go to pages, and okay, so here's what I did. I'm currently creating a Power BI course, Power BI for power users. So I had this slide deck, and I clicked to create a page with Copilot, and for the resource, I uploaded the slide deck. I pointed to the slide deck. Not uploaded, it's really just referencing it because it's already in SharePoint. So here's what it did. It just created this whole, it's like it almost is just summarizing the entire slide deck. So it's got all this content that it found in the slides. I didn't change this at all. It just found tables. It's got information, building visualizations, reports versus dashboards, blah, 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 blah. Like, so it created this pretty long page, and then it put like one little graphic of some business intelligence and then troubleshooting. So this is really like the pedagogy of the whole slide deck. It put it all on a single page. So that one's pretty interesting. And then we go back to this one. I had it create a meeting summary for a meeting about butterflies. So just kind of like the trees, I Like it's got all this information about butterflies. And I went through each section and I used the section templates to make these prettier. And I don't know why it's got a quote on here from me, Joelle. Understanding the interconnectedness of butterflies, pollen, and flowers is essential for supporting healthy ecosystems, says Laura Rogers. Right, I say that all the time. So, and then it even put a couple of links on here. It put a link to the power user training, which I'm not sure what that has to do with butterflies, but it did create a quick links web part on here. And I think this might be like a link to a meeting we had. So pretty interesting. Go back to pages. And then I'll do, let me see if it's finished. No, it's still going. Let me just go ahead and in this new browser, I'll do another new one. And so I'll say new page with AI. So you don't have to pick one of these Mad Libs. So it's got, let's see, this one's create a topic. So it's got topic, name, description, and then a couple of subtopics in conclusion. This one's got creating a newsletter, and it's got spotlight, initiatives, etc. But any of these that you pick, if you just say add resources, it's going to let you reference any just recent meetings that you have, any resources. So I've got like this power user training course. So that's like 100 something slides in there. So now it's got my Mad Libs, but it's also going to reference that actual content. So I'll just say power user. This one might take a while. Lists and libraries. So I didn't really pick any of the things it suggested. So I can add more of these. I think maybe it's 20 that you could add if you wanted to. I'm not sure. I haven't tried to push it to the limit. And then I want my tone to be casual and I want it to be concise. So now I'm going to have a news post about my power user training course. And let's see how this other one's going. It's still going. I did have one get locked up that I was doing, but I had put lengthy on it. So I thought it was because I had chosen lengthy that it got stuck. So this one might just be permanently stuck. I'll just say, I'll just kill that and click keep it. And then I'm going to look at this one. And what I found is that if you're ever doing a demo of this, what it did was it found people's names that I've recently had meetings with, not employees of IW Mentor, and it put them in people web parts on this page as the AI generated the content. So now I'm looking through this page that it generated to make sure that it doesn't have my customers' names on it in the middle of a demo. So I'm double checking it. That's the tricky thing with having live demo in like content that's your actual tenant that you do business in. Okay, so this one's fine. It doesn't have anybody's names in it. And then I'll go ahead and, so yeah, it's just kind of ugly. So it created all this cool verbiage for me. But like I said, I'm just going to go over to the design ideas and just, oh, look at that. So it's got trees and apples, this pretty little design that I can apply. So that one's pretty. And then this one, it's trying to put a video on here, but it didn't find anything. So then it's just got this weird empty space. So you're going to want to make adjustments. So I'm going to change this to one column, and then I'm going to go back to the design ideas. And so you can go through here. Of course, you're going to want to reread. You're going to read whatever it wrote in here, but then you can just, if you want to make it pretty, that's when you go through here and make adjustments. Fall is our season of celebration and reflection, Joelle. That's my next quote. And then it's got some next actions. So let's see how I can make next actions look a little prettier. And it's really just got like a few interesting colors. So once you get your page looking the way you want, now if it's a newsletter, if it's a news post, it's going to prompt you to send it to somebody. So I could send that to Joelle and go. And that's not new functionality. That's news pages have always done that. So now I'll go back home and let me see this other one that it did. Okay. Yeah, it did. It put, yeah. Hold on, let me edit that. Oh, keep it. I'm editing the other page that put other people's names that do not work at IW Mentor, and it put them in people web parts. Okay, so that's going to be a good one to show you. So I had to remove them from the web part, but we've got, it's looking at this is the one that was looking at my SharePoint power user. That entire training course, that entire slide deck is what I gave it. It put just kind of an empty section here. We can just delete this. And then it's got our team. And then it's just going to be really like you're going to want to go through here and like, again, use that little section templates to make it look prettier. But look how nice it went through and found some pages, some documents, anything related to, of course, we've got all our training courses in our tenant. So it put links to all these. And this is a quick links web part. So I can hover over this. Go back. See, when I hover over it, I can see what kind of web part it is. And when I go to the properties, I can see what kind of web part it is. So I'll go ahead and post that one too. And you don't have to send a news page to somebody, so I can just click cancel. So now I've got that created. Let's go do another one. Joelle said I have a great idea for our new t-shirts. I'll put our lovely quotes in it. Okay, so we did one we looked at, some of these Mad Libs. We got pages that have the Mad Libs too. It's probably not supposed to be called Mad Libs. That's my terminology. So yeah, that's not official Microsoft terminology. And then it's just got, again, some little things that you can fill in to kind of help you. So this is really like helping you write prompts, right? So writing prompts, there's always like best practices for the structure of when you're going to write prompts. So this is really just trying to help you write the prompt and put it kind of in a nice structure. And every one of these is going to have the different tones and then the different links that you can pick from. But the next thing we're going to try is just creating one, just starting from a prompt. So instead of using the little Mad Libs thing, we're going to, let's see, give it a prompt. So, and also pay attention to what you're creating here. I've got news post versus page. So again, if it creates a news post, it's going to be the one that puts it in the news web part and lets you send it to people. And a page is going to be a page about something. So, page for the upcoming TechCon 365 conference with agenda, speakers, and registration details. So that is my prompt. So I'll go ahead and definitely tell it concise and tell it enthusiastic. That'll be my tone. So that's gonna go create the page, and then I'll go ahead and let's go do another one. Oops, let's see. Put my URL there. Just open another window. I have to double check that before we look at it. Okay, let's do, I want to show you this again. So if you don't want to necessarily write a prompt, you don't have to write anything right here. You could just add a resource. So I could just say, here's my resource of the thing that I want to just create this whole page about. So I'll do page, and then I'll do a resource, and I'll just do the Power BI course again. And so as soon as I added that resource, it just says create a page based on document. So it knows all it's going to do is just reference that document. I don't have to write a prompt and upload the document. So again, I'll put concise on here. As you're writing these two, you don't have to know necessarily what to write here or put a file. You can view the prompts so you can see the ideas that it's giving you as well. So it's saying create a training page for a training topic, make a knowledge base page for a topic, create a department home page. So it's going to give you, as you hit refresh, it's just going to give you different ideas of things that you might want to use as your prompts. So everywhere in Copilot, it's always going to help you with your prompts and kind of give you ideas of kind of what it expects a prompt to look like. So I'll go ahead and say go on that one. And let me go to that other one that I have generated. Just make sure it doesn't have any random other people's names in people web parts on it. It says 8 of 8, so it's almost finished. Yeah, I think it just made up a lot of this stuff with the dates and stuff. That's so funny. It's almost finished. All right. Anyway, so this one is the Power BI. It's just based on my Power BI course. And it's just, again, it's just looking at that one file. So a lot of the times, think about this, Joelle, when you're building intranets for companies, when it's your job to sit down and build the intranet, you might have a lot of things that you like content for your company that are things that could just be pages, right? You might have a lot of Word documents. You might have a Word document that says, here's what our company's HR benefits are. And so a lot of your content that's in documents and other formats, you could just use those and create pages from it, right? Is that a good kind of a concept maybe that you would use when building intranet pages, is to base them off of a document so that people don't have to open a document, they can just read it in the intranet?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely. I mean, we definitely create when we're migrating and doing like new intranets. We're often creating pages from things that were stored in documents. So I think that there definitely could be a use case for that, especially in like a brand new intranet when you're just getting started. Like that would probably save a lot of time.
Yeah.
You know?
Another thing when I'm creating an intranet that I come across is things that people might have spreadsheets as reference files, maybe in their shared drives and things like that. A lot of things that are spreadsheets could become lists. So a lot of things that are Word documents could become pages. So as we do migrations and as we build intranets, those are just kind of things that we tend to notice and look for and pay attention to, is things that were, a different structure, like a different mindset that could be like put into SharePoint in a different way. Okay, so here is, let's see. I know I'm kind of going back and forth with these different pages. I just don't want to have to sit here and wait, for each one. Just like kind of going back and forth and creating a couple at a time. So now here's the one that it created, and I just gave a description. So it probably found this on the internet because these dates are all wrong. The next one is going to be in December. So it's got dates. It's got everybody's names. There's like a bunch of people that we know there listed as speakers. And so it's got registration details. So this is one of those AI things where you definitely want to double check where, you don't know where it got this content or, what this is. It just kind of made it up. But giving it a reference file, I did not give it a reference file in this example. So giving it a reference file is going to be helpful because it's going to base it off of that instead of just trying to find something in somewhere else about whatever that topic is. Let me see. I've got this other one. So this is I'm going to double check that one too.
You have some questions.
Oh, okay.
Do you know, have you noticed, I don't know if you've tested like a PowerPoint when you've done this. Do you know if it takes the images from your PowerPoint and puts them into the page? Have you seen that?
Okay, no, this is a PowerPoint. So this is, I'll just click keep it. This is based off of a PowerPoint. So it's getting the content.
But not the images.
But not the image. So the images that it's putting on here, this is not from the PowerPoint. So it is just completely making up other images. But
Gotcha.
And I think the tables that it's getting, I don't think these are necessarily in there either.
Like
it doesn't look like this doesn't look familiar. But yeah, it definitely doesn't get images out of the PowerPoint. What?
Yeah. I was just saying maybe it just saw bulleted lists or something and turned them into tables just to change it up.
So yeah, I would definitely want to make this prettier and go through each section and use that the section templates to make it prettier.
Can we test one and like see at some point and see like if we ask it to add links or stuff like that and see like how it handles the like adding the quick links web part?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I'll go ahead and publish that. What, can you write a prompt and like send it to me in chat or something with like,
Yeah, let me think
it's
of
so
one.
loud when I type because my microphone's right by the keyboard.
Yeah, I think the answer is, I mean, I don't think it can, but Lisa also asked if the, like, say if that document is updated, like say you write one of these from a document and the document gets updated, that it's not going to be able to pick up those.
No,
pages
it's
and
not
then
gonna, it's
yeah.
not constantly referencing that file. It's just a one time, like just generating this page and then it's just a standalone page. They're not connected in any way. It's a good idea though. That'd be
Yeah.
nice. So let's see. Reference about Hawaii with links to resources.
Yeah,
Make it
to
professional.
resources and documents.
Oh, and documents. I'm not gonna say and documents, Joelle, because that's a customer of ours.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Isn't that funny? About visiting. So, and yeah, so I just happened to say, like, I want to get information about like visiting Hawaii and what Hawaii looks like and what, like, I should have put like more tourism information in my prompt, like tourism references or something like that. We'll see what it does. That one's taken a while. I think it's searching through the internet. Let's see. So we talked about creating pages from page templates, just the regular page templates that everybody has. That is rolled out. I think it's rolled out to all the tenants. We talked about creating pages with prompts, and so you have this sort of prompt. I'm referring to it as Mad Libs, where you fill in the little blanks to create the prompt to create either a page or a piece of news, or you can just write yourself an entire prompt just from scratch. You can look at the example prompts that it has when you click prompts off to the right, and or you can reference files, and it's just going to files that are already in SharePoint. It's going to let you just do a search for files that you want to reference, or it's going to show you your most recent files. And so you could just create a page or a piece of news based on a file. So if you have a file like about some upcoming project that you're doing, then you could just reference the file, and that way it would just generate a whole page like describing that project. So let's see. So I did do, so this is not like top secret or anything like that. I did write a blog post about our Hawaii, the state of Hawaii being our customer, and writing that that legislative Chris and I created that legislative tracking app for them years ago, like a power app that we created like 7 years ago. So I wrote a blog post about that. So this is not top secret or anything. But I think it's almost finished creating the page about Hawaii. I'm just skimming it real quick. Yeah, it doesn't have anything about like people or anything.
Their names. I actually was creating one and it had some of their names.
Yeah, it's just it has some weird stuff that doesn't have any, it has to do, I think it knows that we created a power app. So it's got like some random stuff about that, but okay, I'll share it with you. So it's like Hawaii Visitor Reference Guide, Essential Resources and Links. So it's like Introduction to Hawaii. So I would want to make this much more pretty. Look at that. So I can pick this design idea that it has with a picture of Hawaii, and then essential resources for visiting Hawaii. And this is where, so we have like this documentation, like that blog post that I wrote about that app that we created. So this is actually, it found some documents about like documentation on the app, or it saw my blog post. And so it's got like a list of like the different screens in the app. So it's looking online, but it's also finding stuff that we have in our tenants. So that's really interesting. Yeah. I'm going to put this one back up here.
one of the things I'm still noticing, and I don't know if it's because because that was a regular page. I'm just still noticing that it doesn't like add quick, like it isn't adding like quick links, web parts, and things like that. Like I think it can. It says it can, but like it's not.
I
Doing
saw it
that,
add
like,
some. Yeah, it did.
I know because I saw it. I've seen it, but like I just it just seems like the AI still isn't like like when you say links, it should add a quick links. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
you're
It's just
right.
interesting.
You're right. Yeah. It definitely didn't associate me saying that I wanted links with quick links.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
one was one that I uploaded like I did a prompt where I said I wanted to teach me about Power Apps. So, and then I said I wanted to teach me about forms and galleries and cards. And so it created, I'm not sure how this basketball goal has to do with a Power Apps form, but that's what it put on the page. And then it's just kind of, it did put some images and kind of described fields. So to see one or two other ones that I did. And anyway, I was just kind of trying out kind of all this like silly stuff. Let me sort these by when they were modified. Oh, you did one too? Let's see.
Yeah, I was playing around with it.
I think I showed you all the butterflies one. Here's an HR department overview that it created. Anyway, so the templates, if you're going to compare, I'll just go ahead and merge it back. If you're going to talk about the new page templates and kind of compare to this other thing that we're talking about with creating pages with Copilot, the new page templates are beautiful. They're gorgeous. They have flexible sections. They have all these creative ways that they've used flexible sections and arrange images in interesting ways on these templates. And they have a mixture of content and different types of web parts, and it's really got a lovely layout. And so there isn't really necessarily an intersection yet of the Copilot generated pages are not going to look like those quite yet. So they do have, it does do a few creative things, but a lot of what it's mostly doing is creating the verbiage for you and creating the content on the page. And so then it's kind of up to you to maybe just use those little section templates to make it look prettier and to kind of give it background images and add other images. So it's all, the technology is moving so fast with these. I mean, I can see that they're probably, with Copilot, is probably going to get to the point pretty soon where it can create them very pretty, just like the page templates. But at least the page templates are a great learning tool if you want to take one of those, the way it looks, and kind of apply some of those design concepts when you're creating, creating one with Copilot and then kind of adjusting it and giving it some tweaks and making it pop.
Yeah, it would be nice if you could like click the template that you like, and then you would get like the prompt box, and then you would type it. You know what I mean? Like I think that like flow would be nice for people because they could like choose the way they want it to look, put in like what they want it to be about, and then it like creates it like in that.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're doing with these templates. They're kind of like prompt templates, so it kind of shows you what it's going to look like. So it's kind of that, but it's still, you're right, it's not like the very creative like those other templates, but it's this is, you can see that's why they're kind of trying to combine the templates concept with the AI, with the Copilot concept. So it's getting there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming. Thanks, Joelle. It's been great, like being able to talk to you now the whole time. Now we got our audio fixed. All right, so we have Power Hour Wednesdays at 11 Central. You can go to iwmentor.com, that's Information Worker Mentor, and click schedule at the top to see when the next show is going to be. And it has all of our upcoming, it has training courses and upcoming conferences that we're speaking at, all listed there on our schedule page. And of course, you can take our training. It's an online self-paced. And thanks everybody for coming. We will see you next time. Thanks, Joelle.